As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
I got to go with Colorado, man. The amount of attention that the Colorado Buffaloes are getting, considering they've done nothing in college football in I don't even know how long. Outside, I think they had like one good year in like 2013 or 14 or somewhere around there, but they are everywhere. It's all you see. Prime time. Deion Sanders has gone to Colorado, and it has totally changed everything for them. I don't even know how you can put a number on the exposure that they're getting. Spring game, Colorado's spring game is going to be on ESPN. Like that's been like Ohio State, Alabama, like the who's who of college football, and now Colorado's getting that. It's an amazing story. I'm interested in it. Whenever Deion first got into coaching, I scoffed at it, but I've really liked what he's done. I think he's got like a no nonsense approach. It's old school. I think a lot of people kind of relate to his method, and I don't know, it's getting a lot of attention, and I think it's good attention. Like I don't know, I'm sure there's haters out there that think it's a farce, but for me, I think it's interesting, and I feel like that's kind of the narrative that I've heard from everyone is like, I don't know how good they're going to be, but it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah. Just kind of lend what you're saying. They were 1-11 in 2022 and 4-8 in 2021. And they're getting the Coach Prime bump, man.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of him kicking that kid out of the weight room because he was wearing white socks instead of black socks?
Oh, he just walked in and said, "Get out."
I it's everybody that played at Oklahoma could relate immediately to that. It's like wrong socks, wrong shorts, whatever. Get out. You're gone. Like Schmitty would just kick people out. It
What'd he say? I think he was in the middle of a set and he said, "Drop the ball, you're done. Get out of
yeah, it's
here."
like you're done. Get out. White socks, wrong socks. Get out. But I know some people are like, oh my gosh, but anybody that has played college athletics or in some high school athletics that are, buttoned up in that way, you all wear the same stuff. You know what you're supposed to wear. If you don't wear that, see ya. Like that's how it was at OU, man. Well, at
Yeah,
least when we were there.
sure. Yeah, and if the ultimate goal is to get 100 guys that are locked in and paying attention to every little detail. And does the what color socks you wear in a workout have like is it going to change the outcome of a game in November? No, it's not. But getting 100 guys to be dialed into one another, take ownership over one another, hold each other to these standards, and make sure everyone's got the right stuff on before you work out. It's details, man. And for us, if we go back last year and look at some of these winnable games that we lost, it's just details. It's not that we don't have the players. It's not that we don't have the coaches or the schemes or any of those things. It's details. And that's what that is all about. And I don't know. I love it. It's some people just will never understand that. And I guess I kind of get that too. But for me, it resonates. And I never thought I would say that I like Deion Sanders' approach, and I'm fascinated with what happens.
I'm with you, man. Now we'll see what happens when they start playing games. Right? They had a terrible roster last season, worse than the Power Five. And I know he did some good things in the portal. The recruiting class was, extremely good compared to what they had been bringing in. But
They got a quarterback.
yeah, I don't know how much they've closed the gap, but I'm just like everyone else. I want to see it.
I know.
The coach prime effect is real on me. I know that.
I
Like
know.
I have thought more about Colorado football over these, what has he been there for, like 100 days? I've thought more about Colorado football in the last 100 days than I have in like the last 5 years.
If you just like randomly selected a college football, like a general fan, I'm not saying like a super fan, and just asked them who coached Colorado last year, or if they could name any Colorado coach in history, they may not be able to do it, but I guarantee they know who coaches Colorado right now. Everyone does.
Yeah.
And
Because all over social media.
Yeah. Something that small actually ends up meaning a lot. Every big time recruit out there, every 5-star, at least that, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say every 5-star, but most of the biggest names are taking trips to Colorado. Like that's something that hasn't happened in decades, if ever.
And dude, I've always thought their colors were so cool. They're going to sell so much merch with him there. That black and gold is, ooh, that's a good look.
It's a cool school. It's a cool stadium. It's a beautiful setting. I don't know. I'm fascinated by it.
So much Colorado content. Who knew? Who knew? All right. Who do you have as your loser of the weekend?
The NCAA. If you ever need a reminder, and most people don't, of why you hate the NCAA, it's stories like this one right here. So I was actually at this game, the Division II National Championship between the Colorado School of Mines and Ferris State. Ferris State, really good team. I think they're back-to-back national champions. Their coach, Tony Annese, I think is how you pronounce his name, has been given a 1-game suspension, post-season suspension, and Ferris State's been fined $2,500 by the NCAA. Why? Because 2 players, after they won the Division II National Championship, smoked cigars in the locker room post-game. Okay? And the game was at McKinney ISD, which is a really nice high school. I don't know if a bunch of high schools down there share it or what, but really nice venue, really nice stadium. It's a non-smoking venue. And 2 players lit cigars. NCAA finds out about it, suspends, fines. Ferris State lost the appeal, so he's got a 1-game postseason suspension and the fine. And the McKinney ISD also fined Ferris State $15,000 for repairs from the 2 cigars being smoked in their locker room. This is, if the NCAA is the least self-aware group, unit, organization, whatever the hell they are, ever. This is why people hate them, for stupid stuff like this. It's pathetic.
From the article I read about the entire situation, like they did it last year. They were told not to do it again. Like they were warned. I don't care. I don't care. We don't need to be suspending coaches. And it's so weird that it's for a postseason game next year and not just a regular season game. I've never heard of that.
Nope.
I never heard of the NCAA going, no. You can coach to start the regular season, but once you guys get to the playoffs, you got to sit out a game, pal. That's incredibly weird to me, but can we not just let kids have some fun, man? Like some fun. And they're like, oh, well, it's not like they were blowing cigar smoke into like 16 and 17-year-old kids' face or something like let's relax.
I don't know. I don't know what to say.
The NCAA continues to suck. They suck, man.
They fight the wrong battles.
Correct.
This is a stupid battle to fight. It's the dumbest thing ever. You roll with it. That's it.
I hope he goes out there for their first playoff game and just like turns and looks at the press box and just does like the suck it, like the DX. He's like, I'm coaching this game. What are they going to do? Make them forfeit?
I hope he goes out there with a cigar in his mouth and does it.
That'd be so good. But anything else on that? Yeah, I read that and I was like, you got to be kidding me, man.
Dumb.
All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first,
John Vance Auto Group has been serving Oklahomans for 40 years, family owned and operated. They've got 9 full service dealerships in Woodward, Miami, and Guthrie. No matter what your vehicle needs are, John Vance Auto Group has you covered. They carry domestic brands such as Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, and Wagoneer. John Vance Auto Group's goal is to give unequaled service and to exceed customers' expectations in every way, which is why they have their lifetime loyalty program. And here's how it works. Buy a new or used car from them. All you have to do is get all of the manufacturer recommended maintenance done at the Vance dealership. And if something goes wrong, the components of your engine, transmission, drive, axle, or transfer unit, they're going to cover the repair costs. It's a great deal. You can browse their entire inventory or find the John Vance dealership near you at vanceautogroup.com.
And First Fidelity Bank is a full-service financial institution based in Oklahoma with tailored solutions for all your personal and business needs. Checking accounts, saving accounts, home loans, and much more. They do it all. Whether it's online banking from your computer or mobile banking from your phone, everything is stress-free with FFB. Making mobile deposits, paying bills online, and moving money to different accounts could not be easier. Make your life easier, people, and go bank with First Fidelity Bank. Visit ffb.com for more information. All right, for my winner of the weekend, thought about going with our guy, Lane Johnson. 1-year extension from the Eagles. We'll put him under contract through 2026. A cool $33.4 million, which also, with the way they structured it, gave the Eagles some cap relief as well. And this one has the feeling of, hey, thanks for not having that surgery during the season and helping us make that Super Bowl run. Came up just short, but Lane certainly did his job. So that's how this one felt to me, Ted. Another Sooner getting paid.
Money.
What, Ben Powers, Orlando Brown, Lane Johnson, all these dudes getting paid, baby.
It's awesome. Yeah, the old phone call like restructure, which typically means we've got to give you a bunch of cash right now for some cap space, is turn it into a bonus, is awesome. So awesome for him, man. He totally deserves it.
Yeah, he's I mean, him and Trent Williams are the two best tackles in football. So he deserves it. There's no doubt about it. But my winner of the weekend, I'm going to go with NFL agents. And let me explain. The Lamar Jackson thing just keeps getting weirder and weirder. So he's his own agent, right? That's how he's registered. So when you were a player, you have to register as your own agent, or you have to tell the league who your agent is so that teams know who to contact. And that agent has to be certified with the NFLPA. That's how it works. So Lamar Jackson is registered as his own agent. So teams can only negotiate with him. That's how it works. That's the rule. But the NFL sent out a league-wide memo telling teams not to negotiate with some guy named Ken Francis, who I guess is a business partner in a fitness equipment endeavor with Lamar. And I kind of saw the commercial for it, and it's like this box, and it's got all these different things, and he's out on the field doing all kinds of different stuff, and he's got little dumbbells. I don't know. It's like, it is what it is, right? But it just kept getting weirder and weirder. The memo goes out. Then the Francis guy says, hey, I don't speak for Lamar. Then Lamar tweets something like, stop lying. That man never tried to negotiate for me, which my response is, then why the hell did the league send out a league-wide memo if he never tried? That didn't just come out of thin air, Lamar Jackson. And this whole thing is so weird, man. It's so bizarre. And I know a lot of guys, like you look at Laramie Tunsil, he had no problem negotiating his own deal. He's good. But maybe big-time quarterbacks need agents. I don't know, dude. This whole thing has just been so weird. It's been so weird. And he got hit with the tag, right? The non-exclusive tag. It just feels really weird that nothing seems to have happened since that happened. I don't know. This whole thing it's just playing out very non-traditionally.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird that he would. Yeah. I not knowing what has actually happened. Like if this guy has been reaching out to teams, like why else would the league issue the memo? I don't know, but why would Lamar Jackson say, no, he didn't? He's not trying to negotiate. It's so weird. Don't know who to believe, but I had Lamar's back in the beginning, right? Like, why is more not happening? Why are more teams not interested in him? But as weird stuff like this plays out, and listen, people will put up with a whole bunch of weirdness and nonsense if they're getting great play at quarterback. But I don't know what to make of it, honestly. I really don't.
I wonder how the fitness equipment venture is going to work out for them. You know, that I'm also curious about that. But like, I get, like, he's after a $200 million deal, right? And even if you get an agent that says, hey, I'll only charge you 1%, which happens for some of these big money guys, right? That's still, you're giving away $2 million. Yeah. So I get not wanting to give away $2 million. I totally understand that. But man, this thing is not going. It from the outside looking in, it does not look like it's going smoothly at all.
No. And, you know, he's got the tag there with Baltimore, but it doesn't feel like he's going to play for Baltimore, does it?
It does not. But also, like, if there was an offer sheet out there, we would know about it. So I don't know. Maybe teams are waiting until after the draft. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I guess when I say it doesn't feel like he's going to play for Baltimore, that means more like on his side. Like,
yeah,
is he in one of those things where he's just flat out not going to play? Which, you know, he's made a lot of money. Maybe he can afford to do that, but I don't know if necessarily that helps his cause. So he's not in a great position here. And when you're not necessarily in a great position, it doesn't help whenever there's a rando out negotiating weird deals or trying to on your behalf. And maybe it's just like he's talking to teams about getting this box or whatever it is that they're doing. I don't know. Weird.
It's strange. Now, hey, it could end up all working out just fine for him, right?
And maybe there's an easy explanation, right?
And I look for, he's got to write a book or something about this entire process, because kind of strange. Kind of strange. I would love the nitty-gritty details of everything that's kind of gone on, right? But we'll see, man. It continues to get weirder and weirder. I know this. The NFL doesn't send those memos out for no reason.
Right. Yeah.
There's lots of lawyers involved in that. Like, there's a reason it went out. So just strange, man. All right, for my loser of the weekend, thought about going with UConn women's basketball. Now, the men crushed it, right? But UConn women lost to Ohio State in the Sweet 16. First time they won't appear in the Final Four since 2007.
Wow.
Isn't that unbelievable?
That's crazy. I hate that for that team, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's brutal.
You broke the streak. That's unfortunate. I also thought about going with Ben Simmons. Back impingement. Yeah. Done for the year, seems like. Dude, I'm not sure we're going to see him play in the NBA again.
Nope.
He could just be done. And it's truly, when I think of my lifetime, like, it's truly one of the more bizarre sports stories. We're just like, hey, this guy was incredible. He was all NBA, and then a couple of years later, he's going to be out of the league. It's so strange.
A very fast deterioration is what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some warning signs early on, but like warning signs that maybe he would be a guy that would maybe fizzle out a little bit, not just straight up fall apart, and not it go from one of the really exciting young players to where he is now.
Yeah, it is. It's something. Hopefully he can figure everything out. Hopefully he can get his body right, his mind right, because he was really fun to watch. When he was at the height of his powers, like that year he made All-NBA, he was fun to watch, man. He was. Like, he couldn't shoot, but he was like watching that dude fly up and down the court and handle the ball and pass. Like, it was really entertaining, and he's just, I mean, you can't even say he's a shell of himself. It's like it's a different human being, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's wild, but that man has made a substantial amount of money.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. But my loser of the weekend, the Dallas Mavericks. Oh boy. Things in a shocking development, things have not gone particularly well for the Mavericks since they traded for Kyrie Irving. I know that we're all stunned about that, but
Could not have seen that happening.
really rough stretch right now for that team. So they lost that weird game to Golden State, right? The one where Mark Cuban ended up protesting. I don't know if he's already lost it, but he's going to lose whatever that whole process is. That was weird. But then on Friday, got beat at home by I don't know if you want to label them as tanking, but they're not a good basketball team. They got beat at home by the Hornets. It certainly didn't make things any better that Dennis Smith Jr., former Maverick, was the one that hit the dagger 3 in that win for Charlotte. Mavs fans booed him. Jason Kidd, normally a coach would be like, oh, I don't want the fans to boo me. He's like, they should have booed him in the first quarter, which was pretty great. Said they didn't play hard in the first half. Of course, Kyrie Irving had to chime in his post-game presser. Could have just said, well, we didn't play well enough, but of course not. Here's the quote. Basically called out the fans saying, if the fans want to change places, then hey, be my guest. Got years of work ahead to be great enough to be on this level. So, nice opportunity on Sunday to avenge the loss to the Hornets because guess who they played, Ted?
Hornets.
They played the Hornets. And guess who they lost to again?
Nice. Hornets.
The Hornets. And it gets even worse. Now, Luka, he had 40, 12, and 8 in that game. Pretty solid. Still lost. But he got his 16th technical of the year. So guess who is suspended for their next game as they're trying to make the play-in?
Ouch.
Luka Doncic will not be available against the Pacers unless it gets rescinded, which I don't know. It looked like he said the magic word or two to the officials. So just not good. And maybe the most alarming thing, I don't know if you saw this, but after that first Hornets loss, Luka Doncic was doing his post-game presser and the dude just looks sad, man.
Yeah.
Like basically said he's not having fun playing basketball right now. Like he's not feeling the joy he normally feels. And I guess a lot of people are speculating because he said he's got some stuff going on in his personal life. A lot of people think it has to do with that legal battle, which I think got settled. But I mean, he was suing his own mom over trademark stuff. It seems like that dude's just got some stuff going on. Now he's got stuff going on and went for 40, 12, and 8. So, I mean, it is what it is. But Mavericks got issues.
Yeah.
Issues.
They do, but they're going to have to deal with those issues while the Thunder try and make their run. So,
doesn't help that Jalen Brunson is absolutely crushing it for the Knicks either.
It sounds to me like the Mavericks could use an early end of the season to get some affairs in order over the offseason.
I tend to agree.